Wow. Talking a lot about United States here, eh? Uh, is it true Oprah is planning to run for president? Is that going to happen? You know, that would I see that. You know what? If I was, I'm half American, right? My father is from Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, I'm half American, and I actually have the right to get my citizenship there. I've never done it. I've got my Canadian citizenship. I was a British subject, landed here, got my Canadian citizenship, but my father's an American naval officer, and I can see that. I can tell you that if I was able to vote, I think Oprah would have my vote. And what I would base that on is her acts of humanity and who she's been, and she's been very consistent in her character. Don't you agree? And I can't wait to talk about this tonight. I think that it's not going to hurt to have Oprah as president. She's going to have to step in and clean up a lot of things that country, a lot of problems that's been caused, and I'm not even going to say by who anymore. I'm tired of it. And I think she's going to step in and probably do something with it. And I wish people would not look at it as being a man in the presidency or a woman. I think a good person needs to be in president. No different than in Canada. I don't look at it as being a man or a woman. I look at it as being somebody good to run the country. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I don't care if it's a man dressed like a woman. I just don't give a crap. I just want a good person, you know? And I'm going to preach that till the day I die, that we've got to just start looking at people for being people. And I think Oprah would be a fantastic person to put in the White House. So she's got my vote, which means absolutely nothing because I'm Canadian. And most of the things I do and say.
She said no, did she?
According to this, or according to one of the tabloids, she's either thinking about it or she said it's a possibility. That's what I got written down here, so I don't know. But, we're just telling the news. We're not telling the truth. We're telling the news. That's a totally different thing. Right? Right. So, it'd be nice to get feedback after tonight's show to see what people think about that, I think, and investigate that a little bit more and see how she would handle things. Once again, I've spoken about Canada before, and I don't know if you know, but I was with the RCMP for a while, and I did community policing and all that kind of stuff. Did you know that, Jerry? I did. I wore the uniform for a little while, and it was amazing. It was an amazing lesson in life. I put 6 years in there. 6 years. And I got to tell you, I learned a hell of a lot about people. I did see the worst of the worst people, but I saw the amazing come out in other people while the worst was happening. And that was something else to see, right? Now, many people were talking about the first Sikh that joined the RCMP. Let's bring that up, and you and I talk about it because I'm not allowed to talk about that when the camera's rolling. So when the first Sikh joined, I definitely have nothing against that, obviously. You know my stand on human rights and things. I had a bit of an issue when he wasn't wearing the Stetson. Yeah, I know. And now this is not a bigotry thing. This is not something against Sikhs. This is something more for Canada, let me say. If you go around the world, and I've traveled the world and I've been to different countries, and whenever you see a Canadian postcard or anything to do with Canada, chances are you're going to see a Royal Canadian Mounted Policeman, right? Canadian flag will be there. They're on horseback, and they're wearing the red serge, and they're wearing the Stetson, the hat, right, Jerry?
Right.
So did we not just tamper a little bit with the symbol of Canada? Am I wrong? I don't mind being wrong. I'd like somebody to explain it to me. But we tampered with the symbol of Canada. And I'm not sure we should do that. Now, I'm open-minded. I totally believe in people's rights and beliefs and everything else like that. But I think if you want to join an institution that has this set uniform, I think you should wear that uniform. I just think that's the way it should be. And I can be wrong, and it's okay. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind people yelling at me for my opinion. I don't mind other people giving me their opinion. But I got to tell you, I'm entitled to my opinion, Jerry. And that's the way I see it, is that some things should not be changed. And maybe that's an old-fashioned way of looking at things. Maybe it's a stubborn way of looking at things. I don't know. Um, can that person be a police officer? Absolutely. Please do it. This is the uniform. This is the uniform. I am a very spiritual man, Jerry. I've mentioned that before. I'm not a religious man. I don't believe in religion. All right? I don't even like the word. As far as I'm concerned, some people are so religious, God doesn't understand them. That's the way I look at it. Seriously. All right? I'm spiritual. I love people. I love my fellow brothers. This is the way I look at life. I believe in a grandfather creator. I don't know if you know, but I'm part Indian. I'm part Native Indian. I've never mentioned that to you before, eh? Yeah. So I believe in the grandfather creator. That's my belief. And I've got to say that, we put too much into some things, and religion's one of them. And I would love to have my own talk show, Jerry, where I could speak out about religion. All right? And I know a lot of people speak out about religion. All right? And I've been through it all. Did you know that I went to a Jehovah's Witness church for a year? For a year. I went to the Jehovah's Witness hall. All right? It's not really called a church, but the Jehovah's Witness hall. And I learned so much about Jehovah's Witnesses. I went to the Christian, learned so much about born-again Christian. And I actually went to Anglican, which is my original church born under. I'm English, Church of England, Anglican Church. I attended Catholic for 6 months. I can honestly tell you, as a person that's done the round robin and gone to them all, okay, the Native Indians is where I landed. The Native Indians that respect Mother Earth, grandfather creator, outside in the woods, that's where I landed. I did a weekend out in the woods, and I did the sweats, and I did it all. That's where I belong. I belong with the spiritual people. And I'm not saying that the other people that are religious are non-spiritual. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying where my comfortability is the Native Indians. As far as I'm concerned, they've got it. They know what it's about. They've passed stories down from generation to generation to generation, and you're getting the real story, and it's coming from the elders, and the elders before them, and the elders before them. And when you go into the sweat lodges, the real ones, I did the warrior sweat, by the way, and I'm telling you, it almost killed me. It was so hot in there that if I breathed on myself, I would have caught fire. I'm pretty damn sure. I couldn't take a deep breath with my lungs. It was burning the crap out of me, and it was amazing, And we had a Sioux Indian guy that was every time. Okay, hey, what? This, okay? You're in the dark, all right? And you hear this, okay? And to get ready because he's got this big ladle thing, and he's in the water, and he's about to pour it on the damn rocks, okay? And as soon as he does, look out. The temperature goes up like unfrickin' believable. This is what a chicken in the oven feels like, okay? You're about to feel it. You're about to be a chicken in the oven, right? So I lived through this thing, and it was the most amazing thing being the sweat. And if you wanted out, okay, if you wanted them to open the door because it was too hot and shit was happening, I was getting visions in there. I thought I saw a bird fly by, okay? So I'm on the verge of death in there. If you wanted out, you had to say, all my relations, and they would open the door. Yeah, because you're not speaking to the guy that's opening the door, was my understanding. I'm speaking to all my forefathers and letting them know that I'm good. I need out. So I'm speaking to all my fathers before me. So I say all my relations, and they open the door. So it's actually my ancestors that are opening that door to say, you're accepted, you've had enough, out you go. I stayed for the last sweat, which is the warrior sweat, only because the Sioux Indian was saying something that I didn't understand. And like an idiot, I'm nodding. So he's saying, okay, I'm not going to get the words right, Jerry. I'm just telling you right now, but he's saying to me I'm in a pair of frickin' underwear, okay? And I'm in there sweating my butt off because I wanted to prove that I'm part Indian. This was my thing. I'm going to prove I'm part Indian because I'm doing this with you guys, okay? And it's my dad that's got the Cherokee Indian. So Cherokee Indian, cool, all right? It's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm in there, and the Sioux Indian guy says something, and people got up and get out, okay? people got up and get out. Pale faces. We're all pale faces in there, right? And they get up and they get out. And there's a Sioux Indian there, and there's some. I get they were Coast Salish guys, I think, or something in there with us. You know, I don't know. And so everybody started getting up and getting out. You know, Caucasian guys are getting out. I'm still in there, right? You know, because I got a bit of ego going on. I was a little younger, and I want to prove that I can handle this, you know. The Sioux Indian is telling me to get out. Can you understand? He's telling me to get out. He's basically saying in his language, crazy white guy, get the hell out. We're about to go supernova in here, buddy, right? But he says something, he's looking right at me, okay? And I'm looking at him, and I'm doing this. I'm like, yes. And he's like, no, get out. And I'm like, yes. Because I think he's saying, you know, you're a good, strong guy. You can stay with us. He's not saying that. He's saying, get the hell out before I go and do this thing. And then they close the door, and I hear this. And I thought, okay, I'm ready for this. No, I wasn't ready for this, man. I passed out in there. Swear to God, man. I was out. I passed out. The only thing I remember is being thrown in the river, and it's in the middle of winter. And all of a sudden, I wake up, and I'm in the river, freezing cold water. And there's freaking steam coming off me. Okay? I'm like glowing. And they plucked me out of there. And the other guys that were in there with me, they go, man, why did you stay in there? I go, I don't know. Like, and then the Sioux Indian guy that did the whole thing came out, and he's looking at me. All of a sudden, the guy speaks English. Okay? No freaking English when I'm in there. But all of a sudden, he's speaking English. And he goes, you are a brave man. Why did you stay in there? And I go, you were telling me that I was good man. Stay. No, I was telling you get out. Oh my God. Get out. So you know what? It just proves I've always been like that as a kid, man. You know what? I don't really listen to what's going on around me, and I should. And I've been married a few times, Jerry. I don't mind saying I've been married a few times, and every one of my wives has always, you know, kind of tried to have that kind of conversation with me, you know, trying to tell me that I really don't pay much attention, and, you know, I can't really repeat what they said because I wasn't paying attention. And so it's, I end up where I am.
All right, man, we're almost there.
Yeah. A French fried person laying in a river because I don't listen. But I don't have to listen to anything here. All I got to do is read this crap, and I'm all good.
Okay, we'll be live in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Marcus Anthony Ray, and this is not the news.